hands.
Former FBI Director James Comey said it gave him a queasy feeling. That's how he described it when his former boss, President Obama's Attorney General Loretta Lynch, he says, asked him to downplay the Hillary Clinton email investigation. It was Lynch's tarmac meeting with Bill Clinton that ultimately led Comey to go public with news of the probe.
I had to do something separately to protect the credibility of the investigation, which meant both the FBI and the Justice Department.
Were there other things that contributed to that you can describe in an open session?
Probably the only other consideration that I guess I can talk about in an open setting is that at one point the Attorney General had directed me not to call it an investigation, but instead to call it a matter, which confused me and concerned me.
Now in a new interview ahead of Comey's book release, Lynch is telling her version of the story.
To the extent, though, that he noted it, that it bothered him, did he go to you and question your credibility with regard to the Clinton case?
We had a full and open discussion about it.
He didn't raise any concerns about it?
And concerns were not raised.
All right, let's bring back tonight's panel. Philippe, Charlie, and Saagar, thanks for sticking around, not running out during the commercial. All right, Charlie, I'll start with you. What do you make of this? Because that Comey book is coming out. He's got a lot to say. Do you think that has anything to do with her decision to talk now?
Oh, I think that that has everything to do with it. And I think that she'll probably try to get all of these interviews out of the way now and then probably go dark after the book comes out. But it'll be interesting because obviously Comey has spent a lot of time and put a lot of effort into this book. It's going to be very well read by both supporters and detractors. But I would imagine that there will be an enormous amount of material found in the book that both sides will use to their advantage. But it's going to be fly-specked for discrepancies like this, and I don't see how it's possible that you could get out a book like this without finding lots more discrepancies.
Okay, so Lynch also had to say this in talking with NBC. She said she finds it troubling when people question the motivations of dedicated, committed professionals. I look at the department as a place that I was proud to lead. So watching the attacks on it is painful at times. I mean, Saagar, something else we're waiting for right now is the Inspector General's report on how the DOJ handled the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you saw just recently that the Attorney General did appoint a new U.S. attorney in order to oversee the handling of that email investigation and handling over some of those thousands and thousands of emails regarding the investigation to Congress. But Congress is absolutely still not happy about this because, you know, if you see Trey Gowdy and some of the other members have said, they said this is absolutely inefficient. You know, you are still seeing a total slow rolling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation from the FBI and the DOJ, and they suspect that they simply just don't want Congress to find out how the entire investigation was handled.
Yeah, and they've said, let me read a little bit of what Gowdy had to say today. He says about this idea of appointing this U.S. attorney to help them get the documents along to Congress. He says, I struggle to understand what has been happening over the previous months since Congress was assured DOJ and FBI were working on the document request. Congress requested these documents months ago. Congress has consistently been assured the production was in progress. Philippe.
Well, again, I think it's important to use names in this case. This is a Republican member of Congress complaining in a vacuum when in reality it is Jeff Sessions. It is the president's attorney general. It is the president's FBI director, Chris Wray, who decided to put this person in charge. So this notion that there's any kind of resistance, I don't know if there isn't, but they should look in the mirror because they're running the place. In terms of Comey, you know, I think probably there's more common ground on this panel than not when it comes to Jim Comey. He is about to be exactly where he wants to be. He's about to be victim, hero, showboater, best-selling author, woe is me, look how hard it is to be right all the time. I am so sanctimonious. It is draining to be this righteous.
You don't have a lot of empathy tonight.
I do. I do. I think we both came down with something. I think it's bringing up different attributes.
So what do you make tonight, too? The president talking about Jeff Sessions, again, very heated again tonight, saying, like, if he would have told us he was going to recuse Charlie, I would have picked someone else.
Yeah, no, he's
still mad.
He's a dog. He's a dog with a bone. He gets on that little thing that bothers him, and he doesn't let it go.
All right.
And it's what's great about him. And
oh boy. Okay. On that note, thank you, panel. First, coming up in the news next.